Do you want to hear something that's way more interesting than the 5.4 special live stream? I got new lighting. That's right. We actually have a lit up room and you can actually kind of see stuff, and you know, I'm not sitting in the dark all the time. But I digress. There's a couple things I want to talk about when it comes to the 5.4 special live stream. We're going to go over an overview and then give my thoughts and takes about it. Honestly, if you've read the thumbnail, you probably understand what my take is. But before we get into that, like, comment, subscribe. Please check out GamerSubs. Use code TYSHIP for 10% off of your purchase, right? Thanks to everybody who purchases GamerSubs using my code. We are getting closer to the Cup of Destiny, and I need all of y'all to help me out with that, especially with VCard TCG happening this freaking week. That's right. When this video releases Sunday, we will be getting on Friday VCard TCG. I am so unbelievably pumped for that. So let's go ahead and dive into this actual live stream because it was a doozy in some good and bad cases. Let's first talk about the Phase 1 banners. Phase 1 banner is going to be Mizuki, the brand new Animo Catalyst user. And then, of course, we're getting Sejuani. Keep her away from Brexlin, am I right? But, of course, the one thing about this Phase 1 banner is that it's literally going to make no money. And I know some people might disagree with me and say, but we've been waiting for Mizuki because she is hot and we've been waiting for her. And Sejuani is Sejuani. But honestly, this Phase 1 banner is not going to make a dime. And if they do, it's going to be because everyone just wants Mizuki real quick. Why? Because after version 5.5, Mizuki will be a part of the standard banner. Yeah. If there's any way to kill hype for a character that was just kind of like thrown in there, it's this way. Now, granted, people could say, oh, but they did it to Tighnari and Dia. But at least Tighnari and Dia were a part of the storyline before they were put up for a banner. We've really not heard of Mizuki outside of conversations and stories and, you know, some of the profile dialogue. There wasn't really anything else to go for her, but I digress. This isn't time for that yet. But yes, Phase 1 is going to be Mizuki and Sejuani, but after 5.5, you will be able to pull Mizuki as a standard banner unit, right? Animo Catalyst, that kind of reminds me of a combination of Bennett and Sucrose, right? Not saying that she's as powerful as both of them, but her kit kind of resembles both of them in some capacity, right? Phase 2 banners are infinitely better. We got Fiorina as part of that, which Fiorina is one of those characters that I will tell you all the time, like, if you were saving Primos for her, good job. If you weren't saving Primos for her, you're kind of crazy. She makes the game so much easier. Oh, excuse me. It's really late at night, so my apologies. And then, of course, we got Risley or Ririo the Slay, you know, whatever you want to call him. Ice Punchy Boy. Hey, you can't complain about him getting a rerun now because he's getting a rerun. Kokomi stands are still troubled right now. Kokomi still has not gotten a rerun in a long time. But we talk about Mizuki and her abilities, like the fact that she just puts her ass out there. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Don't summon on this banner because of her booty. Okay? I'm just saying. But no, yeah, like I was saying, her kit kind of resembles a little bit of a Sucrose and Bennett. Her E resembles Sucrose, while her burst actually works kind of like Bennett. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm excited to try it if I get her, right? I'm saving Primos. I am extremely excited to save Primos after, especially, you know, the whole Malvika and Seatlali summons. They were atrocious. Excuse me. But yeah, we also got the new weapon Sunny Morning Sleep-In, which is Mizuki's weapon. Cool. This live stream seemed very, like, long, but very short at the same time. What I mean by that is, like, the list of events were not that great. Now, we got this event, which is going to give us a new weapon called the Tamayuratai no Onahashi, which looks like a cool polearm, right? But the events that are within it just seem kind of meh. You get a side scroller as the pink fox for Yaimiko. You have these panda ball thingies, which is kind of whatever. And then you get the baseball event. Like, what? Like, it just seemed very boring for a main event of an update. Like, yes, you have Mizuki, right? You have Mizuki as a character, and you want everybody to be at least hyped enough to pull for her, correct? However, your events for this update lack. Everything just seemed to be lacking at this time. But there was some good stuff that did come from it. Like, obviously, we got the story quest, which is going to give us free primos. We got this event, obviously. Enchanted Tales of the Mikawa Festival. This is, like, part of what we were talking about. These balls are going to be, like, little puzzles, so on and so forth. Invasive Fish Wrangler was not one of those positive highlights. I am just kind of meh. But I will say it's a little bit of a different type of gameplay. You throw your line in there and you catch, like, a bundle of fish. I think that's cool, and it's multiplayer from what it looks like, so I'm pretty down for that. Realm of Tempered Valor, which is actually pretty sick. I will say that this looks good. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it just seems like another fighting event of the same mechanics, so nothing really dangerously crazy, right? The one highlight I will say, and I do like this, is the Traveler's Tales Anthology chapter. This was a highlight of the stream, in my personal opinion, because you get to, like, go and experience times with other characters. Like, you can go have an anecdote adventure with Amber or Kaching, Xingqiu, Zhongli was on there. And these are for, like, the times when you want to visit the character. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying not to be tired. I need some caffeine in my life. But you could go and have these anecdotal adventures. This is like an alpha to it. Like, we actually get to try this out before it goes into its, like, big thing. But it seems promising because, again, you get to actually have that time with the other characters. So, it seems pretty cool, right? Real Adventure is going to be basically you making advertisements for products within the game. Yay! And then Leyline Overflow. Plus, we got some TCG additions. Looks like we're getting Gaming and 4 new bosses as those things, right? But it really comes down to the adjustments and optimizations. Now, let's talk about this first one. Keys will no longer be used to unlock story quests. Thank you, Genshin! If there was one update I absolutely wanted. Nah. But for real, this is a good thing, right? I'm trying not to be sarcastic about this. This is actually a good thing. I think that this needed to happen 4 years ago. We did not need keys for story quests. So I'm very excited for that. I think that is a wonderful update. It makes it so that people can actually play these story quests, right? And so good job on them. Optimizations for enhancement material collection makes it very easy for you to read and very easy to keep track of everything. It gives you little prompts at the bottom. We talked about this in a previous video. I think it was like 2 videos ago. I could be wrong. But yes, and then you also have when switching characters, you remain within the talents interface. Cool. I mean, you could already do that on the computer version, I think, when you hit RB. So that wasn't really a change to me, but I could be wrong. Elemental filter will be available on PC, but for mouse and keyboard, so I wonder how it's going to work for controller. You could filter weapon by secondary attribute. Cool. Auto add button for refinement screen. You know, we already talked about this. Easy tubby stuff. Like, cool. Great. New area unlocked, which is the Isa bathhouse, and they showed this little screenshot, which... Boys, I'm telling you, every time I see Yai Miko naked in a bath, listen, if you know, you know. Both of them have been in a bath before. But yeah, so other than that, like, there's a couple things I wanted to talk about when it comes to this actual live stream. This was one of their worst live streams. I could say that without a shadow of a doubt, that this was one of their worst live streams. And, you know, people can argue with me on it, but I think that's universally how people have talked about it. Every single creator, including the ones that are always speaking positive about Genshin Impact, said that this was mid. Now, when I say one of the worst live streams, that doesn't mean that it was a 1 out of 10, right? And I want to clarify this because a lot of people seem to think that mid means terrible. No. It's a terrible live stream by Genshin Impact standards, in my opinion, but overall, as a live stream, it was mid. Mid means mid. If you do 1 to 10, or sorry, since I'm on this, or no, this works. 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10. Mid is 5. It is a 5 out of 10 live stream. It was just whatever. Like, I was not excited for anything really outside of, you know, being able to get a new character like Mizuki in the off chance that I don't pull what I want. And then, like, 1 or 2 of the events were okay. Like, the anthology is going to be sick. But most of it is just optimizations that are decent, right? And when you look at this update as a whole, it really doesn't scream like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It screams a 5. Now, I want to talk about this as well because a lot of people were trashing on Bran. I don't think you should trash on Bran for saying mid is mid. He's absolutely right. I had somebody in like a community that I was looking at, in Tectone's community, which big shout out to both Tectone and Bran. I like both of them. I don't get what their beef is between the two. I love them both, right? But I was looking at Techie's community, and there was a guy that said, oh, look, Brad didn't like this update. And then later on said, like, oh, he also said that mid means good, which is not even true. Like, that's just spreading misinformation. He said mid is mid and mid is a 5. 5 is mid. How is that? How does that mean good? Like, I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand how this new generation of like viewers and content creators like truly understand things. But to me, I agree with Bran. Mid is mid. And this was mid. It was like meh. It's right down the middle. 5. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's terrible by Genshin Impact standards. Like, if we look at, is this one of the worst Genshin Impact live streams? Yes, absolutely. It's literally the like either 2 or 3 of the worst Genshin Impact live streams, right? But does that mean it was like a terrible live stream overall? No, it was a mid live stream. Like, there wasn't anything exciting about it. So it's literally like it's like eating boiled goose, right? Like, do you eat boiled goose? No, not really. Do you know what it tastes like? No, it probably tastes horrible. We don't know that. It might be mid. I don't know. It just looks boring, right? I'm off my tangent. I'm just saying that this was mid. And what I mean by mid, it's a 5 out of 10. Now, if y'all disagree with me, please let me know in the comments down below. I do not mind like hearing constructive criticism about the game. I think that constructive criticism needs to be had for all types of games. So if you like this live stream, please let me know. If you hated it, let me know as well. Would love to hear y'all opinions. But once again, that's going to be it. Love you all to death. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.